Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about daily tasking and conversion and what your daily task should be just throughout the day. So let's see here. All right, let's get started here. Nobody's in here yet, so if nobody joins me, you'll just all get the recorded version of this. So let me share my screen here. All right, so here we go. Daily tasks. As you log into conversion, you know what I have been telling agents probably here for the last few weeks is first thing I want to see you guys doing when you come into the office or you start work at home is not going into your email, not getting caught up in any social media or anything. You know, 9 o'clock, it's time to start work. Let's start work. Let's get serious about this. Is Craigslisting and Facebooking for 30 minutes when you first start working. That doesn't mean taking any phone calls. That is literally time blocking 30 minutes of Facebooking and Craigslisting. Okay, you can do that consistently 3 to 4 days a week. Your leads will consistently be coming in. For one thing, we've been having our admin do it for us in our main account, and we have seen anywhere from 3 to 10 leads a day. So she's also doing it 30 minutes is the last thing she does before she goes home. So you shut down everything else and just do that for 30 minutes right when you start work and right before you go home. You have the discipline, and you just go and do that, and you'll be surprised at your results. Do it for 2 weeks and just track your numbers and see what your lead count is, because I can't emphasize enough, leads coming into your system is one of the most important things you can do. You take 2, 3, 4 weeks off, you really notice a dip in your business. It's about keeping that pipeline constantly flowing, you know, the rivers constantly flowing to keep the lakes full. Same thing with this. You got to have those leads constantly flowing to keep your database full. The internet leads are the deals that fill the gaps between your referrals. Okay, they're the ones that keep that roller coaster from going up and down, and they take care of that for you. Now, daily tasks. Okay, what we teach on your daily tasks is to come into your conversion, and obviously if you have any new leads, go ahead and work the new lead, set it up. Roxanne Vega came in. She does have a phone number. Not too early. I'm not going to call her on this session, but give her a call and see if she answers, and hopefully she does, and see if maybe we can help her. But you see she's looking at 4 properties in Mesa. House, 7 bedrooms, 4 bath for about 1.75 million. Yeah, this one might deserve a call here as soon as I'm done with this class. So what we want to do is first of all, we want to get this lead set up. Okay, so first of all, we want to hashtag her, hashtag Mass, hashtag Mesa, hashtag Mesa, and I'm going to go I don't even put a point in there. So Mesa, let's just go 1 mil. We'll go ahead and add this note. The drip campaign. There it goes. Triggered the drip campaign for us is what we want to see. Okay, so we're good to go there. What to do is just running a little bit slow here. What we want to do is go ahead and set up their alerts for them. So we come here to the alerts tab. Come down here. She's looking for a single family home. She's looking in Mesa, so we're going to put the value in of Mesa. Notice it says city already. Here you can either put zip code, neighborhood, school, if they want to be, but we know she's looking in Mesa, so we'll go ahead and select Mesa. And she's looking about 1.75 million. So we're gonna go, let's go one. Make sure I have enough zeros there. And we're gonna go to 2 million. Let's see if we get any results for that. All right, so there's 2 results that popped up. One's been on the market for 5 days. The other one's been on the market for 7 days. Now keep in mind, this only shows properties that are within the MLS in the last 7 days. Not saying that there's not more than 2 properties that fit this criteria, but that's what will go out to her. Okay. If I want to get these out to her right now, I'm going to click Send Past Results. I'm going to select her name, save to selected. Once I do that, that will email her those 2 homes right now. If I didn't do anything else besides just update settings on that last screen, those properties will go out the next day. But keep in mind, that one that's at 7 days, that one won't go out. So that's another reason why I wanted to get those to her right now, because that only shows properties new within the market within 7 days of conversion. Hopefully this next step doesn't confuse you, but let's say you're going to work somebody new right after this. Conversion is a very cookie-based program, so we need to clear that list. So see where it says saved right here? We click save. All. And the reason we do this is because let's say that next search we're going to do is in Santan Valley. When we go to hit send save to selected, not only will she get Mesa, but she's going to get the Santan Valley as well. So we want to make sure that we're sending the right lead to the right person. So be sure you go and clear those saved before you work on that next person. Come back here into Roxanne. So we've hashtagged her, we've set up her alerts, sent them out. Next thing we want to do is we want to schedule our follow-up calls. So I'm going to click the call tab here. 2 people have popped in. Let's see if it'll show me who it is. Deanne and Jamie and Chelsea. Actually got 3 of you guys. Welcome. All right. So we set up our calls. Okay. What we want to do is we want to schedule the calls. And we want to just go follow up with the 2 listings I sent. Okay. Now we have to initiate a call date. We started May. Today is the 25th. I'm going to start this one for tomorrow. No call time. We definitely need to unsync this with your Google, otherwise your phone will be blowing up. Yes. We want to go 5 calls over the next 2 weeks for a brand new lead. It's actually going to be more than that because hopefully you're going to try to call the lead. So there's 6. And then they'll send them a text. So there's another reach out. The system will send a system text out. So there's actually 7 attempts in the next 2 weeks. And I believe there's 8. And I can't think of what the other one is right this second. So we're just going to go ahead and click add call. Now it's going to flip us over to the notes tab. And you're going to see that it has all of our calls scheduled for the next 2 weeks. We can call those calls, we can call them tasks, it doesn't matter. Here they are. Now let's say, I realize they all say follow-up call with the 2 listings I sent. It says the same thing for everyone. But if we don't get them on the first 3, but we get them on the 4th or the 5th, it still says that. That's okay. It just lets us know that that's what it is. If we get them here and let's say, yes, she's looking, she's not moving out here until next year, probably about May sometime, just after school's out. Then we want to go ahead and go and complete these, and schedule a new set of follow-up calls, because you follow-up tasks, because you want to stay in front of her. You know, you have that conversation and be like, well, hey, would you mind if I check in with you in about 3 or 4 months? I'm sure she'll say yes. So go ahead and start. So do your calls, do your start date, do it in about 3, 4, 5 months, whatever you guys talk about, and set your reminders to send a text, send a thank you card. You know, you can edit these however you want. Because believe me, at 1.75 million, we all want to stay in front of that one, okay? So that's the first thing we do on how we work our new leads. Second thing that we do is we come in and we check our active leads. With our active leads, we go ahead and sort them by just visited. As this is loading here, we just click this little arrow and we make sure that they're sorted by just visited, okay? So here you see Roxanne Vega, that's the one who we were just working with. But what we want to do is these are the people that we want to spend our time on. Now, granted, a lot of them don't have phone numbers right here, but a little trick on that is to try to get them to engage in their phone is send them the Millions Map app through email, and hopefully they download it and put it on their phone, and it'll capture their phone number for them. What to do is make sure they're all set up on alerts, okay? Which they are, because you can see by the little envelopes right here, that's what that means. But we want to call the people that have a phone number. So A. Hernandez looking in Casa Grande for 190,000 basically. Make sure that they're on a drip campaign. They're hashtagged, and this one's not. So we'll come in here and we'll hashtag them. City, and then we'll go hashtag city. And we'll go price. He was looking 190,000, so we'll go 200. 200 and under. We'll just drop this down, add note, hashtag the alerts. Basically the same thing we did with setting up our our follow-ups with our new leads. We're making sure that we do this with leads as well. Okay, so while this is loading, I definitely would have tried to call this guy. Okay, and as how things going, you know, whatever your script is, you know, we have pretty good luck with that script that we teach you guys on lead conversion that Dan was talking about yesterday. So you can lead with that, or if you use Mike Ferry scripts, that's fine too. All good. His alerts are set up, so we're good to go there. Next thing I do is I want to check his follow-ups. So his calls, he has no calls scheduled. So I'm just going to go follow up on this one. We'll start this on Friday. Unsync it. Repeat calls, yes. Now, with this one, because he's a lead that's already in the system, this one hasn't because it's in our main database. But in your accounts, hopefully he has gone through the 5 calls over the next 2 weeks. But in this one, we want to basically do the 8 by 12, okay? 8 touches over 3 months. Not as high pressured as it was before trying to get them within those first 2 weeks. But now we're going to schedule these out for 3 months. Click add calls, and we're good to go. If we contacted them, great. Let's get them set up on what we needed. If not, then we move on to our next person. And it'll get to a point where you'll get caught up in your database where you're only having to process 2 or 3 of these a day, but you're still calling and you're leaving notes and you're still trying to convert this lead, because you want to go after the people that are actively looking right now, not somebody that's been in your database 2 months and hasn't looked at a home in 8 months, or been in your system for 2 years and hasn't looked at a home in 8 months. We're not trying to convert every lead. is basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay. Now, one thing that I see here is if ever you find somebody, now this one doesn't let you know right here. So Dugan, okay. Dugan773. I almost bet you that's his email. Dugan773. Okay. One thing that we highly recommend is that when you find somebody who had just pulled their email as their first name, is to come in here to the profile tab. As soon as this switches over here, and instead of Dugan773, let's just put home buyer. That way, when that email goes out, it doesn't say hello Dugan773. It says hello home buyer or prospective buyer, whatever you want to do. Just gets a little more personal. Just adds a little bit better touch on it. Okay, so there are your active leads. Okay, go through them, sort them, call them, make notes, set alerts. Same thing you do with an active lead, but now we stay in front of them. Okay, the key is to make sure we stay in front of the most active people that you're looking at. Same with our clients. We come into our clients tab and we track the same way. We sort by just visited, make sure that they're all set up, make sure that as soon as the screen switches here, make sure that they're set up on alerts, which you can see a lot of them aren't. Okay, we sort them by just visited, and we start calling them according to when they were last visiting. Here has looked at almost 1,300 homes in Fountain Hills. Let's see if Kathy has been contacted. Just curious. We have some agents that are calling out of our database, so. Yeah, this lead has not been contacted in a while. So either this lady likes to look at homes as a hobby, or hopefully she's looking to purchase one soon. But that's definitely somebody I would reach out to because she's on a lot. I would try to give her a call and just see what her direction is. Okay, so she's set up on alerts. We make a call to her. Same thing we do. I should have just stayed in there. So she's set up on alerts. She is not set up on a drip campaign. We actually could set her up on a drip campaign because now you could drip to your clients. And we do have new 8x8 setup that John went in and set up that we could set her up on. But the most important thing you can do is come here in the call tab, get her scheduled for some calls, because we might not get her on the first 2 or 3. But we could get her on the 5th or 6th, 7th or 8th. Industry standard is 8 contacts before you get them. So it usually does take a while. There's some good leads in this database. 1.75, a 600. So there we go. We set them up on that. So now Kathy will be as one of the calls scheduled to make here in the next few days. Okay, so then we just come back to our results. We work down and find our next lead. Catherine Gomez, we click on her. She's looked at 70 properties in Casa Grande for 110. Click on her, make a call, make notes, schedule calls. We just keep working this until we finally get them to either contact us or, contact us, or we get them in contact with a lender. Okay. One thing let's see, what am I trying to say here? I designed a contact follow-up sheet along with your escrows that are currently in escrow, your pipeline for buyers and sellers, all on a Google sheet, Google Drive. If it's something that you guys want, I don't know if Chelsea, if you use the CTE, if you use a CTE program that Keller provides, but it's pretty basic. It's just a spreadsheet doc that allows you, I can't switch to it because I'm in a different email for this class, but if it's something that you want, it's just a basic spreadsheet. Shows your buyers, your sellers, your pipeline of sellers coming up on another tab, your pipeline of buyers, and then I scheduled a pop by tracker, okay? So that way you can keep track of who you've popped by and what month. But if it's something that you're interested in, just let me know. Shoot me an email or a text and I'll share that with you. As far as what else we're doing as our daily tasks, it's really important that every now and then you check this activity stream. In case you guys missed a notification that says somebody wants to schedule a home, usually it'll be up here at the top, schedule a viewing, not a home. Usually it's up here at the top, but if you missed it, if you scroll bottom, this account has a lot of activity in it, and it's gone. But it'll show down here, scheduled showing appointment, has question. It'll be in a big red box. Be sure to check for that because there's sometimes some scheduled showings that people missed. Now, don't just go because somebody scheduled a showing on here. Don't go running to show that house. Be sure you confirm with them and get confirmation that first of all that they're pre-qualified. Second of all, that they really did actually schedule that and they're going to meet you there. Just go and say, hey, they scheduled it through there, so I drove out there and nobody showed up. If she was a brand new agent, so she didn't know any better. But make sure you talk to them before you go running, okay? Highly recommend that you sit down and if that happens, that you get them in the office and do a buyer consultation. Don't just go running because you want that first deal. Sit them down, find out what they want, what their needs are, what they're qualified for, and it'll help you and save you a lot of aggravation when it comes to going and showing the homes. That way you're not going and showing 60 homes, you're hopefully showing 10 or less before you find them that right home. Plus safety reasons, okay? Anybody have any questions about the daily tasks inside conversion? I got one more step, then we'll be done with daily tasks if I don't see any questions. Don't see anybody typing. So the next thing to do is our dreaded red box. If we come here to the main board of here, it's called the red box. Have 11 calls to make, 11 tasks to do for the day. Also matches this number right here, okay? These two are the same. So we want to be sure, these are our tasks for the day. We want to be sure that we complete them, okay? If you miss 30 of these on our team, you'll be kicked out of rotation. So I don't know how some of the other teams work out there, but you do want to be sure that you do, because these are the tasks that you scheduled when I went in and scheduled the calls. So Wendy Smith, I click on Wendy. This is telling me that I need to contact her. She looked at 3 properties and 0 baths for around $0. Well, I don't know how that's possible, but that's what it's saying. She was scheduled by or she signed up by visiting our subdomain, so most likely off of a Craigslist ad. But the key is when you make this call, you text them or you email them, hit contacted, because then the system won't schedule it for another 30 days. If you hit not home or don't hit anything at all, Wendy Smith will pop back up in the next 2 to 3 days, I promise you. Even if she doesn't answer, click contacted and put left voicemail, we'll try back next month. You know, just make a little note in there. If you're somebody calling in this database for our team, just put left voicemail and put your initials. That way we know who's been trying to contact you, okay? If you're calling out of this database and you actually do talk to Wendy and you have a conversation about real estate and she's looking to buy, well, then we want you to go in and transfer her to your account, okay? But this red box, the daily tasks, the daily calls, very important that you get through this because that's what you have scheduled for yourself. These can also be a pop by that you scheduled. It could be it can be anything that you scheduled within the system. You know, if you scheduled to go and drop by to invite her to the event, you know, just little things like that. So the dreaded red box. Be sure you get to that. That's actually going to be where your dollars are going to be made, because these are the people who you want to contact. Okay? All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you for attending. At 11:30 here, we have a class on home inspections and what to look for, how to read reports. He uses a drone, and he's also going to be cooking some good food for us and homemade cinnamon rolls, I heard through the grapevine. So anyway, 11:30 if you want to come by today. Lunch will probably be sometime after that, around 12:15, 12:30. It's only an hour class. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you.